Meet Sam. He has recently moved to London to start his career. It has been great so far, especially his social life. Negotiating London transport had been a bit tricky at first, but he quickly learned the etiquette. He was even managing to save a bit of cash each month. Although he was generally happy, he couldn't shake off this feeling. A feeling of anxiety. A feeling that perhaps he was daydreaming or drifting through life. With all that was going on, at times it was a bit much. One day he started chatting to a colleague named Sanjay. Sanjay never seemed to be overwhelmed by the numerous stresses in his life and seemed to carry a peacefulness with him. On this occasion, they had just come out of a particularly heated meeting with their boss, and while everyone else was eagerly and nervously discussing the events of the meeting, Sanjay looked like he had just come back from enjoying a nice cup of tea. So Sam asked Sanjay, "How do you manage to keep things so cool?" Sanjay then took a moment and replied simply, "Mindfulness." Sam was confused. Mindful of what? Sanjay chuckled and then said, "Mindfulness is about focusing and being aware of your consciousness." Do you ever feel like you are daydreaming through life? If someone asked you what happened today, would you struggle to say? Mindfulness is about being more present in the moment without being as easily distracted. Sam replied, "That sounds peaceful, but my mind races around on its own. I can't control it." "Well," said Sanjay, "it's not easy at first, but with a little effort and practice, it becomes easier." Sam then asked eagerly, "But how do I practice?" Sanjay thought for a little while. He had grown up in a household where mindfulness and meditation were considered as important as learning manners and brushing your teeth regularly. He used to wonder why his friends at school never thought in the same way. He had tried to bring it up one day, but felt like it made him different, and like most teenagers, he was desperate to fit in. Now, as an adult, he was grateful for these differences and the lessons he had learned as a child. He knew Sam wouldn't have been exposed to mindfulness growing up, so he wanted to start his introduction slowly. After some consideration, he said, "Sam, it can take a lifetime to develop, but only a moment to start. Why don't we do this? For the next 3 weeks, we'll meet for a few minutes each day before work. In the first week, we will focus on quietening the noise or the stimulus that you are exposed to and changing the perceived negative framework. In the second week, we will do a few exercises on being more present in the moment. Then, in the third week, we will look at improving the link between your conscious and subconscious. After that, I will recommend a few ways that you could start a daily meditation practice, but that is really up to you, as it is more personal and varied, so you need to find what works for you." This sounded a lot, but also amazing to Sam. He was eager to learn more, but he had always thought that meditation was very religious, and so asked, "Sanjay, I really want to learn about mindfulness, but I'm not sure about meditation. I'm not ready to become a monk, and I don't think I could ever keep my mind free of thoughts." Sanjay was used to dealing with these misconceptions, and so explained, "There is naturally a spiritual aspect to a lot of mindfulness, as well as meditation, but I will leave that for you to explore, as I don't want to impose my views on you. One thing to note though, is that meditation is not about having no thoughts running through your head. It is more about stepping out and observing the chaos of one's mind. Picture yourself at a busy train station where everyone is going in all sorts of directions and you are stuck in the middle of the chaos." Sam immediately pictured himself at London Bridge on the first day of his commute. There were people coming from all directions. Then Sanjay continued, "Now, picture yourself stepping out of the traffic, perhaps to the side against a wall. You take a moment to enjoy not having people coming at you from all directions. Then after a while, you look back at the chaos, but now you realize that it's not chaos. There is a flow and a direction to the movements. You can then step back into the traffic, but this time with a greater calmness. You understand the flow and move with it, not against it. It's much easier. The traffic is still there, but you are different. This is what mindfulness can bring to your life." This all sounded fantastic to Sam, and they agreed to arrive a few minutes earlier for work each day to go through the exercises.